Acts 7. And the high priest said, Is this so? And he replied, Men, brothers and fathers, listen. The Elohim of esteem appeared to our father Abraham when he was in Aram Naharaim, before he dwelt in Charan, and said to him, Come out of your land and from your relatives, and come here, into a land that I shall show you. Then he came out of the land of the Chaldeans and dwelt in Charan, and from there, after the death of his father, he removed him to this land in which you now dwell, and he gave him no inheritance in it, not a foot of it, but he promised to give it to him for a possession, and to his seed after him, when as yet he had no child. And Elohim spoke in this way, that his seed would be sojourning in a foreign land, and that they would be enslaved and mistreated 400 years. And the nation to whom they shall be enslaved I shall judge, said Elohim, and after that they shall come out and serve me in this place. And he gave him the covenant of circumcision. And so he brought forth Yitzchak and circumcised him on the 8th day, and Yitzchak begat Yakub, and Yakub begat the 12 ancestors, and the ancestors, becoming jealous, sold Yosef into Egypt. But Elohim was with him, and delivered him out of all his afflictions, and gave him favor and wisdom before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And he appointed him governor over Egypt and all his house. Then a scarcity of food and great distress came over all the land of Egypt and Canaan, and our fathers found no food. But Yakub heard that there was grain in Egypt, and he sent out our fathers. The first time, and at the second time, Yosef was made known to his brothers, and Yosef's race became known to the Pharaoh. And Yosef sent and called his father Yakub and all his relatives to him, 75 people. And Yakub went down to Egypt and died, he and our fathers, and they were brought over to Shechem and laid in the tomb that Abraham bought for a price of silver from the sons of Hamor, father of Shechem. But as the time of the promise drew near, which Elohim had sworn to Abraham, the people increased and multiplied in Egypt, until another king arose, who did not know Yosef. Having dealt treacherously with our race, this one mistreated our fathers, making them expose their babies, so that they should not live. At that time Moses was born, and he was well-pleasing to Elohim, and he was reared 3 months in the house of his father. But when he was exposed, the daughter of Pharaoh took him up and reared him as her own son. And Moses was instructed in all the wisdom of the Egypt, and was mighty in words and works. And when he was 40 years old, it came into his heart to visit his brothers, the children of Yisaral. And seeing one of them being attacked, he defended and revenged him, who was oppressed, smiting the Egyptian. And he thought that his brothers would have understood that Elohim would give deliverance to them by his hand, but they did not understand. And the next Yom he appeared to 2 of them as they were fighting, and urged them to peace, saying, Men, you are brothers. Why do you lawless one another? But he who was lawlessing his neighbor pushed him away, saying, Who made you a ruler and a judge over us? Do you wish to kill me as you killed the Egyptian yesterday? And at this saying, Moses fled and became a traveler in the land of Midian, where he fathered 2 sons. And after 40 years were completed, a messenger of Yahuah appeared to him in a flame of fire in a bush in the wilderness of Mount Sinai. And Moses, seeing it, marveled at the sight. And coming near to see, the voice of Yahuah came to him, saying, I am the Elohim of your fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, and the Elohim of Yitzchak, and the Elohim of Yakub. And Moses trembled, and did not have the courage to look. But Yahuah said to him, Take your sandals off your feet, for the place where you stand is Kodesh ground. I have certainly seen the evil treatment of my people who are in Egypt, and I have heard their groaning, and have come down to deliver them. And now come, let me send you to Egypt. This Moses, whom they had refused, saying, Who made you a ruler and a judge? This one Elohim sent to be a ruler and a deliverer by the hand of the messenger, who appeared to him in the bush. This one led them out, after he had done wonders and signs in the land of Egypt, and in the Red Sea, and in the wilderness, 40 years. This is the Moses who said to the children of Yisaral, Yahuah your Elohim shall raise up for you a prophet like me from your brothers. Him you shall hear. This is he who was in the assembly in the wilderness with the messenger who spoke to him on Mount Sinai, and with our fathers, who received the living words to give to us, to whom our fathers would not become obedient, but thrust away, and in their hearts they turned back to Egypt, saying to Aharon, Make us mighty ones to go before us. For this Moses who led us out of the land of Egypt, we do not know what has become of him. And they made a calf in those days.